They're coming to get you.
The persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
The Fear Central Radio Show.
Hey, fellow horror fans, welcome to the Fear Central Radio Show. I am your host, Mike, and this week we've got the whole crew again, so we'll go this way and around this time.
We don't have the whole crew. Our usual crew. We're missing Raph.
Well, we've been
He's
missing
been
Raph.
abducted by aliens, I believe.
Something like that.
He's
probably
off chasing werewolves, or
he's probably in some room somewhere looking for G1012X.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone's doing that to him.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we'll go this way and around this time.
Chris,
Heather,
Katie.
Paul.
All right, and there we go.
Katie's here.
I don't know.
And who are you, Mike?
I don't know.
who's on the main mic?
He's the team leader.
I'm the team leader. I don't know. Should we tell everybody who sponsored us this week?
Oh, 3M breathable adhesive sex tape.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Yes.
This will make sense in a little while.
Yes, it will.
But this week we are...
And black patent leather.
Yes.
Oh, black patent leather, yes.
Yeah.
I hear hot pinks next.
Trademark.
I can't wait for the hot
Ooh,
pink.
pink.
No, hot pink.
Oh, hot pink.
There's a difference.
HAWT.
But this week we are continuing with our watch and review. And this week we did Rupture.
Rapture.
No,
Not
Rupture.
Rapture.
Wrong movie. Okay, you're not allowed to have any more to drink.
And a
Give it up.
Rapture. The Rapture.
This show is also
No sippy
brought to
sippy.
you by copious amounts of alcohol.
Yes.
So
Tequila.
we are.
Thank you, Captain Morgan.
We are demon free tonight, which never happens.
Amen.
So,
Right?
I mean, never. We are never in the same
So,
house with no children.
We made the older person drinks.
Yes, we did. Deliciousness.
I don't remember
Prune
putting
juice?
Ensure in there.
Prune juice.
Well, mine is a mango margarita.
A mango.
A mango margarita. Yes, that's what I got.
A mango.
And I think Chris had some Henrys.
I got some rum and Dr. Pepper
Oh,
going.
and some rum and Dr. Pepper
She's
going.
hanging with the captain tonight.
I'm hanging with the captain. He's my
Yep.
boy.
And I'm wearing a crown.
And I think Paul is.
I'm finishing my wife's drink.
Oh,
I guess this is drink number 3.
okay.
Oh, well. All
Wait,
right. There we
what
go.
was the drink?
Oh, okay.
Wait, what was in
So
the drink?
are we
He had-
almost up to Memorial Weekend?
Like mixin and then tequila.
Hush?
Oh, yeah.
What'd she say? Hush mixin'?
Fruit punch.
Oh, fruit punch.
Was that your German name? Is that what it said?
Oh,
Hush
man, my
Mixin'?
German name that I got on the internet earlier was like 48 characters long.
Is that your secret word?
Huge.
Is that your password?
Well,
It's not...
Mike and I had a little extra time today before everybody got here, and we were playing on the internet those little silly games and
Yeah.
stuff. And his name was like
Harry.
I mean, it was like 48 characters
Yeah,
long.
it was huge.
And I got to mine, and it said, "I'm Wonder Woman."
Yeah. But you want to know what's odd?
Yeah, it's
And
really
we'll get to
crazy.
this in a little bit. But she did one that said, "What would your plastic surgery look like?" And it was just like the film. After the G1012X.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Talking Rupture this week. Basic little synopsis is it's a single mom tries to break free from a mysterious organization that has abducted her.
Mine's a little different.
Oh, did you get
I
did you get a bigger one?
I did. Abducted and studied by a group of strangers, a single mother's genetic abnormality causes her to transform into her true self.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay. Well,
I think if you merge those
two together.
there would be
They're
an
about
okay
right.
synopsis.
Yeah, it
because
was.
a group of strangers makes it sound like it's just Billy Bob and his friends in a shack.
wasn't it? It was Billy Bob, wasn't it?
Hey,
I don't know.
Billy
Oh, no.
Bob's a good
It
Peter
was
boy.
Ben
Stormare
Grimm.
would never play a man named Billy Bob.
Well, we had Ben Grimm in there, so
Yeah.
Ben
yeah.
Grimm.
Ben Grimm.
It did actually win an award at the Ferrara Film Festival
Oh,
Cool.
for Film for Life Award.
okay.
Film for life.
That's what it says, the Film for Life Award.
Oh,
So
maybe this movie knows how to save a life.
maybe so, could be. Really, what I got out of it was kind of an organization of people that were trying to scientifically change the human genome in order to awaken something?
Or what? How did they put it in the movie? Cull the herd.
Cull the herd?
Yes,
the
that was something that Peter Stormare said.
Yes,
Yeah.
for the damaged DNA. So the whole movie is based on this DNA group of, I don't want to say geneticists because that's really not what they were, but it was all about the genetics and their DNA and trying to...
They're trying to break them out of their genes.
Yeah.
Not...
They did that with the scissors, remember?
They did. But they didn't cut the panties.
A species.
They didn't cut the panties.
Yeah, no panties.
They could
panties
be
stayed
a
on.
species. Because they were
Species?
all about improving the species.
They're all about that bass.
and-
That trouser snake.
Well, I don't know. Do they hate humanity? I didn't catch whether
They-
they were...
It
they
sounded
did.
like they...
the world.
They
What it
were
sounded
about
like
restoring
was that
the
they were
world
trying
and
to
killing the corruption.
basically be
Okay.
an X-Man.
Yeah,
They were trying to
kind
be
of.
the next evolution of the human
Yes,
genome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, all in all, it wasn't a terrible movie.
No.
I mean, it was
It was-
definitely not like something I'd seen before, I guess. Like, in that... along those lines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, there were some other things brought in from other movies that you kind of
Rosemary
saw.
Baby.
But it was mainly... I've never...
Well, so
Stepford Wives.
part of the experimentation process had to do with, like, in the very beginning they ask Noomi Rapace what her fears are. Like, they have a checklist of what people are afraid of, and for her it's spiders. She like is paralyzed with
But she
fear
didn't
of
want 'em killed.
spiders. Yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't want him killed.
Yeah, you know, like one of the first scenes is her screaming for her son's help because there's one in the bathtub, and she just like is frozen in terror until he gets it out of the room.
And then she has to go lay down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that aspect of it, the idea of evolving through confronting fears, isn't there somebody that did that historically? I'm trying to remember like what Nazi experimentation went on and stuff like that, because it seemed like that I remembered something about something similar at some point.
Well, while Fast Fingers is looking it up,
We have two
Maybe
people,
not so
we
fast
have two
tonight,
pe-
though.
We have two people with their
well, there you
phones
go.
out,
but just to let you know, it was directed by Steven Shainberg,
who did Secretary,
Which was
and
a
Fur.
good move.
which was also known as the sexy version of 50 Shades of Grey.
So would this be 50 Shades of Fear?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Written by Brian Nelson. With
Hey, Brian,
Noomi
your
Rapace.
ending sucked.
Noomi.
Aw.
How did you say her name?
Noomi Rapace is the way
Rapace?
way I've heard it.
Okay.
She, for those who don't recognize the name off the top of their head, she was in the original Swedish trilogy for Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, Girl Who Played with Fire.
Right.
And
She
she
was-
was also in Prometheus.
Right.
Yes.
She played a gypsy in Sherlock Game of Shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's better kick-ass
I think...
actress.
I don't know if this is exactly what you're talking about, but during World War II, the Japanese had Unit 731.
Okay.
And it was all biological and chemical warfare, and they would vivisect people while they were still alive and, you know, take out organs and then sew them into other people. Whoops.
Good thing that was empty.
I sucked it down, sorry. And they, and they would, like, do all these experiments, and then they would, like, drop plague-ridden fleas into Chinese to see how the plague would, you know, kind of infect them and stuff. I can remember the exact number of the unit. That's why I had to look it up. But,
Right.
Okay.
But, yeah.
But some other people you may recognize. Michael Chiklis,
Michael Chiklis.
Yep.
which he's been in lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah. Kerry Bishé. Bishé?
Yeah.
And then, how did you say his name earlier?
Peter Stormare.
Stormare. Okay.
He was from, he was the devil in Constantine. He was the big guy that chopped up Steve Buscemi in Fargo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, he's been in a lot of character pieces.
Yeah.
He was the most watchable thing about Constantine to me, though.
Oh, yeah.
I liked him in Constantine.
So,
He was in Cloyne.
Yeah, he
Yes, he
was.
was.
He was in Cloyne.
Oh, was
Yeah.
he?
He
Okay.
was. Remember, he was the brother.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right,
I knew
right.
I'd seen him somewhere and I had to look it up. But yes,
Yeah.
he was in Cloyne.
You
Clown.
know, we got to that one part where she's now getting the final test, and we kept talking about The Shining. It's actually one of the trivia's that the wall behind her is the pattern from the carpet in The
Ha!
Shining.
Told you.
yep.
Probably from room 237.
Right?
237. Soundtrack.
Come play with us, Renee. Come play with us.
So, before we watched this movie, we did actually listen to a quick review because Katie's not entirely comfortable with the idea of torture flicks, and we didn't really know exactly where this one was going to toe the line on that.
Right.
And it's more sci-fi than anything.
Yeah.
A minor sci-fi, sort of like Astronaut's Wife version of sci-fi.
See, when you
Okay,
say torture,
okay.
I'm thinking like Hostel or,
Well,
World
and
porn?
from what you were seeing, just the little snippets of it, it did look very torturous.
If you watch the trailer, it looks
It
like
looks
it
very
definitely looks
torturous,
that way.
but-
well,
Yeah.
of course, you got to hack up the best bits to throw out there.
Right.
Well, there
I
were
don't
some
know,
bits
but-
in there that were pretty good that were not in the trailer. I can
Yeah.
tell you that.
I don't know. To me, it seemed like it was kind of almost an art experimental type film. It was very intellectual, but yet at the same time, really creepy.
It was creepy. It's definitely not one that I would want to watch by myself in a room at night in the dark.
No.
Are you going to be crying like a little baby in its crib?
No, that doesn't happen often.
I was going to do that later.
All right, so it's fair to say, watching it with alcohol and friends, this wasn't really a tense viewing experience.
No,
for
it
It
never
really
is.
wasn't. But I mean,
No.
if you were by yourself and it was dark and you were home alone,
As the one who watches the least horror, what would you say? Would that be tense experience to watch that by yourself?
If you had issues with abduction or being tied down, yes, that would be an issue. Like
Okay.
those two things would,
Right.
Okay.
yeah.
yeah.
So, Paul, just for the record, she's not down for SMN.
No,
She doesn't want any of the 3M tape.
no.
She's not that 50 Shades of Grey. Sorry.
we can mark
no.
that off our Christmas list
Yeah.
for them.
Take that
No
off the Christmas
3M.
list.
She's
right
more
now.
like 50
Damn.
Shades of Baskin and Robbins.
Okay. Well, I'll take my rental of Secretary back to the shop.
I was also looking in the trivia section, or the filming location section. It said part of this was actually filmed at the Toronto Zoo.
Really?
Yeah.
That would make sense with the way some of that building was laid out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially after having watched Split recently.
Yeah, true.
I still have yet to see it.
Oh, you haven't watched that one yet?
It's a great
I
movie.
thought
a
you
good
watched it with us.
No,
Oh.
we were at home.
No, I just haven't had a
Split's
chance.
kind of a better version of this movie.
Yeah, I would say Split's better.
Yeah, but the Split's multiple personalities. This
Split
is
is very similar.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
Except he's not really trying to break their genome to make them into something different.
This
Not-
is true, too.
Not the people
but,
being abducted.
Right.
no.
yeah,
yeah.
which is pretty much what these people were trying to
Oh, yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Bring them to the
Yeah,
next
so
realm of
Although,
true self.
I give props for the contacts.
their eyes
They're
were
just
crazy.
Yeah.
crazy.
There was some decent makeup effects. The reveal of the like breaking the genetic code leaves a lot to be
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You're not up for pudding?
That's where the
melty faces.
That's where the face
Which that was
internet-
that part was in the trailer actually.
Yeah.
now
that
I
was
think about
the
it.
internet thing that I did with the plastic surgery on my face. That's kind of how I looked.
Yeah,
after
exactly.
the
Your face just melts to one
it-
side.
Yeah.
It did. It actually did, and it was. We were watching it, and then Mike was like, "Oh my god, that was like your Facebook thing." I was like, yeah, it was. Wasn't it? It was a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm glad Facebook tells you not to get any work done.
I was like, is this a,
Yeah, after watching Botch,
was that
there's
supposed to
not
be
gonna
a,
any
you
of
know,
that.
was that supposed to be a kind of a premonition thing for what we were about to watch?
I don't know, maybe.
It was like Facebook was telling you this is how the movie will be.
Right?
Your top makeup artists.
View Neil.
was
Oh, wait. We're
Tracy.
talking about this movie.
The makeup department head was
Sorry.
Tracy Loader.
Tracy, you did a good job.
Your key special effects makeup artist was Mark Wotton. 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 Wotton.
Yeah.
Wotan.
No.
Mark, I'm
No.
so sorry, honey.
And Michelle, the editor, did a good job.
Yes,
so
we're
we're
not
not.
hashtag
Yes.
blaming anybody.
We're not
No,
blaming
no,
Michelle this
Michelle's
time.
fine.
Yeah.
Michelle,
Is it
Still
Mich-
Kevin's-
Wait, is it Michelle?
Michelle.
Michelle,
It's
you
still
did a good
Kevin's
job,
fault.
hun.
You're still blaming Kevin.
Blame Kevin.
Kevin, damn you.
Cinematography was actually done pretty well, which was Kareem Hussein.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some
I
of
have,
those
I have
cuts.
some. I have some problems with set design. Is what I
Yeah.
got problems
Oh, well,
with.
let's look at them. Set decoration by.
We're all about shaming the crew on this show.
You were very close. It's Shane Fox.
Oh! There we
So
go.
this week we're hashtag blaming Shane.
Shane, your set design, come on.
What's with the lighting? Everything's red and
Were you
orange.
on
Come
acid,
on,
Purple.
now.
honey?
Don't forget purple. Purple.
Yeah.
Purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
was
when
very-
like the first time they bring her into the facility, you're just
purple
like
and red and
if,
violet
like,
and-
yeah, like if you were like abducted and brought into that scenario, and the cops asked, "What can you tell us about where you're kept?" I'd just be like, "A used record store, I guess." All this ultraviolet lighting.
I thought I saw some black light
I
going
think
on.
I was in Willy Wonka's factory. I'm not real sure about
It
this.
does look a
was
little bit like the
very-
boat ride. Yeah.
I almost thought I was in like one of the cheesy Motel 6 places.
Haunted house,
my bed
maybe.
didn't vibrate though. I couldn't find a coin slot.
Peter
No
Storm-
magic fingers for you tonight.
Peter Stormare is like on the other side of the two side. Oh, come on! We spent a lot of money decorating that.
Spent a lot of money on something, but it wasn't the set.
Ooh, there's a parent's guide here.
Really?
Yeah. Profanity.
Yeah.
It
You know, they're
it
really-
uses-
Say the F word a lot.
yeah, the
but
film
there really
features some
wasn't-
of the use of the expletive fuck,
But there wasn't a whole
which
lot
is
of
uttered
it.
mainly
No,
by the
it's just
female
at the
protagonist.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're trying to rupture someone's DNA, fuck's gonna come out a lot.
Yeah.
Ow.
I'm thinking
Fuck,
if somebody
that hurts.
abducted me, I'd say a lot more than just fuck.
Okay,
I'd
well,
be making up my words.
I should have went
Yeah.
to the parent's guide first because the next one is for frightening and intense scenes, and it's a better log line than what I had on the other page.
Oh yeah.
It's a summary.
Rupture is a sci-fi thriller about Renee, a single mother who is abducted and taken by a secret facility. As her captors conduct tests on her, she tries to uncover why she was chosen and escape her prison. That is the perfect log line.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
Why
it's
didn't we lead with that?
But it's a terrible summation of frightening and scary images in the movie.
It is, right.
Oh, yeah.
Some depictions of horror can be seen in the film.
No.
In a horror film? Are you sure?
Not in a horror movie. What are you thinking?
Perceived as more realistic and intense for younger viewers.
It was. Well,
Okay, I would not allow our,
13-year-old?
13-year-old watch it, but maybe our 16-year-old, yes, with supervision, because...
I think that would definitely be a look out for strangers, make sure you're not followed kind
Yeah.
of thing. 'cause-
I'm struggling to remember, it's a tent. As far as the frightening aspects go, it's tense. But I'm trying to remember out and out violence that goes on in the movie.
They
The-
dip him in
the-
a bath
the-
of acid.
The drowning.
Spoiler.
The drowning scene was pretty.
Well,
Yeah, it was pretty
This
horrific.
tells
I
you
don't
the
think that was
difference.
acid. I think that was the,
I think
the
it was-
chemical.
That was the chemical.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it boiled his skin.
No, because he.
No,
No,
because
it was
that
red.
was-
He was
he
dyed red.
Yeah,
He
he
was-
was dyed red.
No.
and
His-
the breakage was because his
DNA
And
was
hashtag Shane
Yeah.
Fox's lighting. It
Yeah.
was red under
Yeah.
red under red.
Right.
Yeah.
But the cracking
no,
of the skin was
was from
because
his
he had
DNA
corrupt
corrupting.
DNA.
His DNA
Yeah.
was corrupt.
He was
That was
corrupt.
culling the
Which
herd.
is interesting scientifically. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So-
science.
Not how it would happen. But
It definitely made you think, if that kind
Where's
of thing
Rallis
is
when you need
possible.
him?
Right?
Yeah.
You know,
Just
like
saying.
But just to kind of give you an idea how our rating system is versus Canada. The
Blame
MPAA
Canada.
rating it rated R for language and some terror and disturbing scenes.
mostly the torture, just a little bit of.
The Canadian rating was 14A.
What was ours?
R.
R.
But
What
I
is
want to go to
14A?
Canada.
The
I want to
fighting
see what an
scenes.
R
that-
rating
is that
is
like
in Canada.
PG-13 here?
I'm guessing so.
Is that like what is 14A in Canada? Is that like PG-13?
I
Well,
guess
they don't-
14 with adult supervision.
You know what I mean?
probably.
But I mean, is it equivalent to like?
yeah, well, sort of, yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna look
Maybe
it's 14 with supervision.
Maybe
yes.
it's 14 arseholes.
14 assisted.
I don't know.
Adult. 14 with an adult.
Somewhere in that age range is fine for this movie, I think. 14 to 16. I
wouldn't let anyone younger than 13 watch it.
No.
So...
But then you have The Walking Dead on TV, and I mean, come on, some of that stuff is way, way more graphic than...
Hannibal was TV 14.
There you go.
And wow, that was a lot
Yeah.
worse than this.
Didn't it
I'm
not
just
make a
saying.
second season because of that?
Huh? There are 3 seasons
Oh,
of
was there?
Hannibal.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's literally one episode of Hannibal that's like a mountain of dismembered body parts, and the TV 14 logo came up in the corner over that image.
Yeah, I'm thinking this would probably, this should have been rated like 14.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the main poster for it, you can kind of tell it's not for children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, well, the trailer would definitely give you that. And I will say the trailer makes it look like it's going to be a lot more uncomfortable than the movie actually
Right.
is.
Except for those goggles. Those were uncomfortable.
Those were uncomfortable, but it was because of the lighting.
I don't
Damn
know.
you,
I
lighting
think
man.
Nurse Betty was,
Nurse Ratched?
yeah, Nurse Ratchet. Is that what we're calling her, Nurse Ratchet? I thought it was Nurse Betty. She had blonde hair.
She
Helga, House
Yeah.
Payne. I don't know.
So, on the positive spectrum, what did people particularly like about
Her
this
name
movie?
was Diane.
Diane.
The nurse was called Diane.
Mm-hmm.
Nurse Diane.
They're saying.
There's Diane.
There's
Michael
really be all
Chiklis'
that
character
freaked
was
out.
just called Bald Man.
It was. They never gave him a name, but no, I mean, how can we?
Stormare was Terrence.
You could tell Michael Chiklis was trying to give his character more than he actually had.
Yeah.
Because of the way he acted, like his walking posture and everything was real like fastidious. Like OCD or like fashionable or whatever. Like the way he walked was really composed every time, and I was like, okay, are they going to do anything with this? Or
Are we talking about the best part of the movie, or like the strangest part? Or what are we doing? Like our best and worst?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think when they first put the spiders on her, that was really
The best.
yeah.
It was
Because she was totally freaked out, and it was
It was done very well.
It was not it didn't seem forced. It
No.
seemed
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
Right.
if you were terrified of
Especially
spiders.
with the type of spider they used.
Yes, it was
She-
a very creepy,
I mean, the
straight
things
out
were
of Harry
huge.
Potter
I mean,
spider.
Noomi is a
Why
damn
couldn't it be
good
the
is a
butterflies?
damn good actress, and she
Oh, yeah.
she is easily the best performance in this
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Most definitely.
But and then I think the worst is Michael Chiklis rubbing his face on
All of them
Noomi.
doing it.
They
All
all
of
do
them.
it.
It was very uncomfortable
Paul.
because
No, that's
I think it's about ready.
I am so sorry.
Never-
You have to go home with him.
I know, right?
But on the flip side, look what I have to go home with.
Never-
So, I mean, we're kind of even.
I'm already home. Mine's in there.
I
watching
was
something.
just wondering if the amount of adultish beverages we've had of fastidious was an appropriate word.
The word of the night, children.
My
is
brain was like, "What does that mean?
fastidious.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I can't remember. What does that mean? What does that mean?"
Like fastidious. That means another drink.
Every time we say the word, you must drink.
Boom, English major. My vocabulary actually improves as I drink.
It was all those crash study nights for finals.
My
Right?
math
Yeah.
gets real shit though.
We're so proud of you. You're so educated.
We're all pretty educated in
Yeah.
this house.
So yeah, I don't think you should invite any of the people in this movie over for Thanksgiving. Like, is the
No.
turkey done? I don't know. Let me check.
check. Let me
Starts rubbing their face.
5
against
more
it.
minutes.
The skin on this
feels
turkey feels
Unique.
much different. Yeah, unique.
You're about ready to turn, aren't you, Gobbles?
So to explain the
Are you-
cheek rubbing thing.
Well, it's the
apparently-
ultimate fear. Going in the oven.
right.
So the cheek rubbing thing is apparently whenever they're ready for their genetic code to rupture and make this specific code active, they start to feel a certain way. Their skin does.
Well,
so rather than like touching them, they all come up and rub their face on Noomi Rapace.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
It is really strange.
Well, I wondered if it had something to do with the one scene where the nurse puts her hand up her shirt and is like telling her stuff about her son, and she goes, "I can feel." You can sense everything through the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So that might have been.
They never do shit with that.
No, which would be completely amazing.
It's like we have psychic abilities that can read through your genetic
But we're
code.
not going to tell you
But
any of that.
That's the only time we're going to do that.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're gonna cut a face.
Cuddles. So what would you think if X-Men was more like this?
No.
I'm totally in agreement with her on that one.
X-Men is my franchise.
You sold your soul to Disney, you poor little bastard.
Wolverine too was the Beast.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Just X-Men rides out for battle. X-Men team assemble, and like our face all starts melting.
Well, that's kind of what happens in is it X1 or X2 that they the senator.
That's the first
It's
one.
X1. It's one.
There
Yeah.
you go.
They
Is that before he turns into water?
Yeah, it gets very melty.
He goes all jelly-like.
Yeah.
I thought
They
that was
love
too. I
your
thought it was the
first.
If
beginning.
anybody
of
in
two.
this group starts getting
No, it's
all
one,
jelly
because
faced,
that's-
we're going to the hospital because one of us is having a stroke.
Oh, there was the other senator in two. That's right.
So.
Okay,
Lots of
so the
senators
best
in
in the thing is...
I don't know. To me, the worst part was actually the capturing of her.
The capturing.
Yes.
Why?
Because it was just like, let me help you change your tire, and it's all about crock pots, and everybody's talking about crock pots.
I
and
thought that
now,
was funny.
Get her!
Yeah. It was like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, I thought the crock pot, because he's supposed to be just this random swap meet going.
We go to swap meets for crock pots.
Dude, the movie is completely lets the audience in that she's about to get taken, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's
not a
not a-
surprise to the audience.
But I mean,
at all.
the
There's
whole
no
time-
buildup of music. It's the buildup of the plot, you know?
Well, but the whole time, is
Well,
you
I
see
think-
them put the thing on the tire, and then you see them follow her,
Yeah.
and you see them behind her
Watching
dropping
her.
off her son, and then you see them drive past her after her tires.
They're observing her the entire time.
You can see this. I mean, it's
Did Brian Nelson go to a swap meet to make sure that crock pots were all what's in the rage right now?
my sister bought me this crockpot cookbook, and I said, "Is it crock pots or crack pots?"
Crackpots.
Everybody's talking about crockpots.
Yeah,
The line,
crockpots.
yeah, the line is like crockpots are exploding. Everybody's talking about crockpots right now. That all the swap meets like. What the hell? Do you think that's how people talk?
To my understanding,
Well,
swap
remember,
meets were where guys go to swap
They're
automotive
not,
parts.
Yeah.
And when you get to the end of it, you realize that when they're talking her through on the phone, and they're like, "Okay, now you need to put a little more emotion in your voice." Maybe that's their.
Crock pots.
So
I don't know.
there's some.
They were crackpots.
They were crackpots.
There are some attempts at humor in this movie.
There were.
and most of them fell flat. Unfortunately,
I think we had
Completely.
more humor than the movie did.
Yeah.
But that's just how we
because there's one part where whenever she's observing the facility, she breaks out, starts seeing how other
Right.
people are getting the fear experiments done on her. Some people have fear of heights and everything. There's one
drowning.
There's one that. The only explanation I have for that scene is they have a fear of intimacy because it's like their eyes are open and then they're like it's just like is like we need to go. It's just like
Oh,
a
the
whole
Clockwork
bunch.
Orange guy.
Yeah, it's real.
It sounded more like
Maybe he had a fear of his
because
parents.
if you looked, it was a man, and it was a man watching. Maybe he was fear of
homophobic.
homophobic.
I've got
They're
a
looking
couple of
at
friends
you.
that would be their torture.
Yeah.
But it was a whole Clockwork Orange eye-opening kind of.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And then you had the guy that with his tube snake.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the tube snake.
Trouser snake.
snake.
Blake and his trouser snake.
Yep.
I want the python.
That was
It
Blake.
was a pretty snake.
It was gorgeous. It was an albino.
It was
Yes,
a-
and
The reason
I
we
love
say
the
that
fact
They're
is
so
evidently
rare.
he was afraid of snakes, but
Right.
it came out from under a blanket in his crotchable area.
And I yelled out, "Oh my God, he's got a trouser snake!" Because those are the things, kind of things I say.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, sexy.
So if we were gonna activate, the next wave in evolution with the Fear Central crew, what fear experiment would need to be done on you? Like, what are you intensely afraid of?
I can tell you his.
Okay.
He has a fear of dying alone.
That is going to be a hard experiment to do.
Yeah. It's not really that hard.
And it's not necessarily dying physically alone. It's the feeling of
being alone.
Being alone. Even though when I'm in a room full of people, I don't feel like I fit in.
You must bawl your eyes out at Donnie Darko in the middle of that movie.
Yes, he did.
Well, Paul, what would your fear be?
I think Katie can answer mine.
Katie, what's his?
Can I?
Yeah.
I need to ask Chad if he
You're
knows
married
mine.
to him.
I know. We don't talk about this kind of thing.
Things I'm afraid of? I think we do.
What is his ultimate fear?
What is your fear?
It would be in the entomological set.
Entomological. There he goes again.
Bugs.
I need another
bugs
beer.
of some sort.
Yeah.
Bugs.
I don't know what bugs.
The rhino beetle?
Roaches?
Dung beetle.
It would be very similar to a scene from a Nicolas Cage movie that was cut.
Which one?
That helps.
The bees!
Oh.
The bees.
Yeah, bees.
Bees. You're allergic.
I'm not allergic to them.
Not
I'm
the
actually
yellow
allergic
jackets.
to yellow jackets.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So not the yellow jackets from the ring.
So wait a minute. So Paul, what's hers?
Or the wasp
There was a
from
wasp.
Case 39.
Oh, yeah.
The tension's all off for me because she couldn't answer mine. I mean, the drowning is a big one. But honestly, you could just put her on a rickety dock that's slowly sinking into the water, and that probably would be her ultimate thing.
It's floating. I don't like to float.
Well,
honey, I hate to tell you this, but we all float down here.
I was going to say, stay
especially out of how much alcohol we're
Stay out of
drinking
Derby.
tonight.
Don't need to go to Derby.
I don't like boats. I don't like rafts. I don't like. I don't mind being in the water and like swimming.
It's the bobbing.
But it's the bobbing for some reason.
So
There will be no treading water for Katie. She's going to drown.
If we take Katie fishing, we gotta Thorazine her up really good.
We'll just keep her on the bank. How about that?
We nearly went to a nearby seafood restaurant.
It was on a pier.
She's out here cringing. Oh, just the thought
It was
of
on a
it.
pier or a boat, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is the restaurant itself is supported. Like it's on a bunch of support beams, so that's fine.
But getting to it.
But there's a rocking bridge all the way to it. She asked, he's like, "Well, is it going to be floating during the meal?" I'm like, "No, just getting to the restaurant." And she is such a trooper that she was like. And she was like,
I'll go, but you have to be okay with me crawling across that bridge.
So it's not necessarily water in general. It could be like a bridge up in the air that's bobbing. Like
bobbing at all is an
bungee jumping was not going to be Katie's
No,
turn.
Nope.
Chris,
What is yours? What do you think mine is?
clown spiders.
Clown spiders. Exactly.
Ironically, as this sounds, and I know this, I hate to tell you all this, I am not as afraid of spiders or clowns as you think I am.
So we're going to watch Cloyne next.
We can watch Cloyne again. It was good. I like the part where he eats off the fingers of the little
kid.
Cub Scout.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
All right, Chris, what's your fear?
I really just don't have any.
Yeah, you do.
You have to be afraid of something.
You gotta be
Everybody's
afraid of
afraid of something.
You're afraid of something.
Everybody
I'm not
is.
afraid of bugs. I'm not afraid of spiders. They annoy me, but they don't scare me. And clowns, I'm the same way. They annoy me, but they don't scare me.
It doesn't have to be a physical
What about
thing.
children?
Yeah.
No, I can handle
Creepy children.
No, I can handle that.
Okay.
I have demons. Have you met my children?
Yeah, but honestly,
They're pretty scary as shit.
honestly, I thought that's why it would ramp it up.
I really
clown
just-
spiders.
I've seen clown spiders. Oh, Katie probably hasn't.
Oh, have you seen a clown
Really?
spider?
No, I've not seen a clown spider.
It's a clown spider. Hold on. Give it a second.
We were talking
There you
about
go.
that, and I found the picture of the clown spider.
It's a clown spider.
It's actually a thing.
It is a thing.
I would guess I could say
Kind of
that
looks like
my
Pennywise.
fear would be probably if a family member was hurt and I couldn't get to them.
Man, you
That would
would make
probably
them have to be even more morally questionable when they were doing their experiments because they'd
Yeah.
have to abduct a family member too.
I'm one of those people that I'm
And
very,
wouldn't let you to them.
I'm very logical. I'm very irrational when it comes to things like my family. I have to know they're okay, and if somebody were to hurt them, all bets would off. My humanity would be gone. It'd be sadistic, evil torture, kill that person.
Time to melt that face.
It would be. I would totally kill them to get my family back. So. Yes, I would be that kind of mom. You bastards took my child.
So, for them to do these experiments on you, they not only would have to take you, they'd have to take a family member and show you them
Someone
through the
I'm
window.
close. It wouldn't. It would have to be somebody I'm close to.
So, like me.
Or Shaylin. Or
Shaylin. Or
well,
Avina,
okay,
or Kristen.
wait. It would have to be...
Oh, now it's not me.
It would have to be probably our children and not so much you, because there are days that I could put your head through the wall very easily.
That's because
I think
sheetrock is very pliable.
I think that's a happy marriage, though. There are days you love your spouse and days you want to kill your spouse. And, you decide, well, is it worth killing them and going to jail, or should I just make the coffee? And
I tell Chad all the time, I think about murder all the time.
Yes.
Divorce is never an option.
I'm telling you.
Murder.
Yeah, it's murder. You want new ways to kill people?
That's
Get
just how it
married.
is. I mean...
Why do you think I'm so good at my special effects?
Yeah.
So,
Come on.
Heather?
Come on, Heather.
It's a toss-up between two things. I am terribly afraid of heights. Like, you would not believe. I got up on the roof with my dad to measure one day, and I had a panic attack on the roof and couldn't move and was stuck there.
And the other?
The other is the dark. I hate being alone in the dark. I hate it.
Is it the dark itself, or is it the fear of not knowing what's in the dark?
The fear of not knowing what's in the dark.
And Amityville
Shut all that shit happens in the dark, okay?
Case in point.
And there's a second floor and a third floor.
I know.
Actually, now that I think about it, they could probably just, instead of the bees thing, they could probably just keep me in an infinity pool, and I'd probably turn on my own.
Right.
Wait,
Every time I see like a movie where they're like, look, I'm on top of my giant skyscraper, and it looks like my pool is going off the edge. I'm like, fuck no!
I'm not going near that. That's just crazy. That's just crazy, people. Well, and I really never really had this humongous fear of heights until we were on vacation in Colorado, and my niece decided that she wanted to go on a sky coaster. And I said, okay, sure, thinking we'll get up there. She's going to freak out. At the time, I think she was probably 11. She'll get up there. She'll see how high it is. She won't want to do it. Well, keep in mind, it's over, this specific sky coaster is over the Royal Gorge. And I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to the Royal Gorge.
No, I can't afford the Royal ones. I just go to the Little Gorges.
Okay. Well, the Royal Gorge is a bridge. There's a bridge, and there's a tram that
Katie's
you can go
out.
across. And
a gorge.
it's just not. Well, and the worst part is it's a suspension bridge, so it does move.
Yes.
Katie's definitely out.
And the thing, I don't mind the floating part. It's when it starts rocking back and forth and my vertigo starts going. Boy, you didn't even see me. I was gone. I was across the bridge before my family ever was.
She went,
Yes, pretty much. But I was trying to find out exactly how far it is from the rim down to the bottom, because this is a big deal in said story. So we get there, and the whole time she's like, we're going on it. I'm like, okay. She's not ever going to want to do it. So we get up there, and of course, you know what? She gonna do it.
of course.
And she literally, we got up there, they strap you in two people to a little thing. Crap. I'm trying to find the rides. Yeah, so you get up there. Oh, here it is.
And then?
And it's like almost like bungee jumping. You have to pull the cord. Well, the guy's like, okay, you need to pull the cord whenever the thing goes up. I couldn't do it. It wasn't happening. I couldn't even open my eyes. There's a video somewhere. Shane has it, I think. And said video, the entire thing, I am screaming the whole time. And the worst part is that I don't like the free fall of that high up, and that's really what cemented the whole.
So all they would have to do if they captured you is put you in a room at the top of the building with a glass bridge.
Glass bottom, yeah. I couldn't do the glass bridge. It's 1,000 feet from the rim to the bottom. And then they raise you up, way up in the sky.
I know what yours is now.
And then drop and fling you out over.
Oh, I've got to hear this.
It's not just the bobbing.
The bobbing is one thing, but I have super awful motion sickness. So
that's not what I'm thinking about.
What?
Domed structure underwater. Like something that you could imagine,
you mean like
crashing,
one of those...
like waves crashing in
so
over you.
No aquarium for you.
I can't. Like, we've been to an aquarium with a shark tunnel.
Yeah, Dallas World Aquarium, one of the best aquariums.
I love
she loves it.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
I can't.
I've got video footage of it.
I have to put my head down.
There's a shark tunnel in between the two buildings that you have to walk through,
awesome.
and she has to put her hand on her shoulder and look down.
Oh, yep. Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
And the other, and I don't. My fear is not like Katie's of floating. My fear, like if any of you know me, if I can't see the bottom of if I can see the bottom of the water, like in the bottom, I won't get in because I won't get in the lake, I won't get in the river, I won't get in the ocean. It's not happening.
Unless it's like purely clear ocean.
No, I didn't even do it then because remember that was
right.
the shark and the. Sea turtle and no.
There is no worse feeling in the world than whenever you step into murky water and then your foot gives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you think you have a solid stand and then all of a sudden you just sink straight in like a foot and a half.
Well, and it's more of what's in the water. It's like my fear of the dark. It's more of what's in the dark, and my fear of water. It's what's in the water. So I guess it's I don't know.
It's still a fear of the dark.
It is.
No.
So unfortunately, Katie, you would never be able to get on the Enterprise because it floats around. And
it hurts me
well, neither
sometimes.
could Heather because it's dark in space, so she would be
Is
out.
it dark in space?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There are no bees though.
No bees.
No bees.
We have to throw you on the holodeck.
But we are really, really, really high up.
That is really high up.
I can get in an airplane. The airplane doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but at least
Isn't
in
that weird?
space.
Isn't that weird? Like most people who are afraid of heights
But
can't
at
do
least in
airplanes.
space, no one will hear you scream.
Do you look out the window
I can look out the window.
during takeoff, landing?
Mm-hmm. I can do that.
Okay.
It's
Because she can see the bottom.
I can see the ground. I can see what's down there. But yeah,
Little bitty cars look like ants.
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
The one time that it did kind of affect me is when Monica and I went to Mexico and we were flying over the ocean and you see those humongous oil derricks.
Oh, yeah.
And they look like little tiny things, and I'm thinking, oh God, if we crash, we're going to die. And if we don't die, we're going to get eaten by sharks. And if we don't get eaten by sharks, then we're going to get captured by pirates. I mean, it's like a whole list of things going through my mind. And she gets really bad motion sickness, and so it's like, she's freaking out because we're moving, and I'm freaking out because we're going to crash.
And then in the
ocean, not over land, just in the ocean.
And then whoever's in between you on the plane is just like, oh my God.
No. We make sure that we're side by side and we're the only two in our row. So
I don't know. I might have a new fear. The little old lady that you sit to, trapped in the airplane, that won't shut up.
No.
I'm on my way.
I'll have to remind me to
Well, to make a long story short,
3 hours later,
to tell you all off the air of my last flight.
Okay.
I won't say it on air, but yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. I'm trying to remember what they actually asked her. They asked her about spiders.
Bees,
heights,
drowning.
Was it drowning?
Drowning was
I
there.
They only got through part of the list.
Yeah, it was only like
snakes,
6 questions,
spiders.
and they said spiders, and she got quiet.
She
and
just
they were
stopped
like,
talking.
Oh, spiders.
And they didn't say spiders. They just stopped.
And then asked her
and
again.
he walked away.
He asked her a second time, and she stayed quiet.
Yeah, and he walked away.
So that scene in particular seemed really unnecessary. Like, they're hammering her for all these data and information, but they've already pretty much established that they have been observing her
for who knows how long.
But I think that part of that scene felt like it was more of a intimidation to her, and they say spiders, and she's like, oh shit, there's spiders, it's gonna be spiders, oh my God, it's gonna be spiders.
Yeah, but I like her reaction. Right now I'm fucking afraid of everything.
Yeah.
That was true.
Yeah.
Which, it's a good answer. I mean, somebody's asking you if you're
good answer.
I'll take
Survey
for
says
500, Alex.
Survey says. Damn.
Sorry, you're not afraid of everything.
Damn.
Well, then they'll just give you the battery. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
But the other thing
you get to tour the facility.
Yeah. But the other thing we were talking about is on those people's fears. I mean, and I think this is kind of praise on people's fears, but like the fears that are not necessarily easy to test.
Yeah.
You know, like Mike was saying, like the fear of the number 13. How? I mean, are you
How
just
you
going to
gonna- how you
cover them
gonna
with the
give me that?
13? I
Write
mean,
13
You
all
just
over
write
the
13
wall
all over the wall?
and stick them in a room and lock
Guess
them there.
what? We're on the 13th floor.
oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You're in the
What
13th
if I'm
room of the
only
13th
afraid of
floor.
Friday the 13th?
Right? Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good
Well, guess what? It's Saturday,
But did,
as far as I know.
but did,
We'll just stick
didn't they
Jason
say that
in the
time-
corner.
Didn't they say that time is different for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
They did.
you know, I mean, like things that are like intangible fears,
Right.
like fear of robots taking over the world. What are they going to do?
Katie's
Build
scared
robots?
of
Yeah.
Johnny
You
Depp.
know?
There you go. Stick him in a room with her.
I'm feared of fluffy teddy bears. I've got
They'd be like,
terrible
they'd be
fear
like,
of
what
them.
are you afraid of? I'm afraid of being a billionaire with lots of cars and a mansion.
Yeah, right?
My answer is the same as when we were watching the movie. I'm afraid of freedom.
Right?
Yeah. There you go. I'm afraid of corrupt politicians.
No 3M sex tape for you.
Oh wait, no, I'm afraid of uncorrupt politicians.
Right?
Find me one of those.
So because we promised we'd explain the 3M breathable adhesive.
Yes,
thing.
we said we would.
Oh, at the end of the show. It is the end of the show.
So yeah, during the capture scene,
Uh-huh.
they tackle her and then they just start wrapping her head in this like PVC looking,
But not her
duct
whole
tape.
head.
Not her whole head.
They
left her eyes open.
Her eyes,
Yeah.
the whole eye section of her face, except for her nose, was open. I'm like, if you're gonna be wrapping somebody's head in
That's the only
and
scene that I can actually
duct
blame
tape.
Michelle,
Michelle, yes,
because
but they would need to have her eyes covered, I would think.
Yeah.
But then they had the nose open, and then when she got in the truck,
it was closed. Exactly. That's my
I
only
was like,
editing
wait, what?
issue.
What? Hold on.
Yeah,
We-
it
we
was a
missing
lot more.
something.
It was a lot neater too in the truck.
It was.
Like,
Yeah.
it
It was.
really haphazard looking during the abduction scene,
Yeah.
and then they throw her in the back of a truck, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it was all disheveled, but
can't
now
breathe.
it's
Yeah.
neat.
But you're okay.
But you can't breathe.
You got 7 minutes, but this is a long truck ride.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut your
Yeah.
pants off and
I'm gonna
put
cut
a
your
bucket
pants
under
off.
you.
And we'll put a bucket under you. Do you need to cut your panties off too so you
Yep.
can pee?
Yeah.
That
No, but the
question
tape
happens.
really did look like the rubber suit from American Horror Story.
Yeah.
That
There
is
you
that's
go.
the
The
shiny
whole
black.
S&M
Yes,
PVC
that's
type.
how that came about. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were like,
But-
oh.
But it looked like it was completely obscuring her nose until they got to the facility and they got to the scene where they were cutting it off. Because then it was shot up her nose, and you could
And
see
you
that
could
her
Yeah.
see that the
her
tape
nose
actually
was-
hung over.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was.
But there
interesting.
again, when she got in the truck, it was a covering the nose.
it wasn't covered
Yeah.
at all.
Completely.
So,
Who do we blame for this again?
Michelle.
That one was Michelle. I
Damn
believe.
it, Michelle.
Or it could have been the continuity
I
Yeah.
think it's continuity.
person. You know.
Well, I mean, small things.
I don't know.
I mean, for the most part,
They could have shot that 3 times and it had matched. And
But
she
if,
went, no, this
but if
one
the
looks
set
better.
was a little bit more interesting, maybe we
It-
wouldn't have noticed it.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is true.
Shane.
Yeah, Shane.
So I had to ask the women here,
Yes.
What?
if you had a flat tire, which is how they entrapped her, and you got out and 2 guys and a big truck pull up behind you and say, let me help
Fuck
you.
no.
Hell no! I would
Do
be
you just
having...
continue to stand there and go, no, I got it.
No,
It's okay,
see?
you can go on.
That's
My
I'm
back?
from Texas. I keep
No.
a gun in the car. That's just how
Is
it
it?
is.
I don't have a gun, but I have a knife.
Oh no, I keep a gun in the car. I know how to use it.
So what was the business supposed to be that truck?
Air
Plumbing.
conditioning,
Oh, air
air
conditioning.
conditioning service and repair.
Yeah.
Oh fuck no.
But there's but not
just
just that. But
screams
not just
rapist
that.
and
But not
pedophile on
just, but not just that it was air conditioning. They were going to the swap meet to buy crock pots.
Yeah, crock pots. But especially if the second guy gets out and go, well, y'all talking.
No,
I'll just
talking.
want a
I want
cigarette.
smoke.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm getting back. My
Nope.
ass
I'm gonna get
back
my-
in the
I'm gonna
car.
get in the car, y'all.
I'm just gonna drive on the rim. It'll
Yeah.
last a while.
It'll last a while. If I have to buy a new rim, I don't care.
Right.
I'm good.
I'll make sparks down the road and the police stop me.
The question I have is how many people, because that scene had to have taken quite a bit for there to be no cars on that road.
Oh, I'm sure
But then
they
when
had
they
it blocked
left, but when they left, there was cars back
Was
and
there?
forth. Yes, at the end.
I don't remember that part.
I do.
I just remember
Because I was watching going, wait.
Chiklis was in
They
the
kept
car
looking
watching.
because they were looking back and forth to make sure there was no cars, and that scene took a little bit, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden there was like 3 or 4 cars all of a sudden. I'm like, wait, where did those cars come from?
They were coming from the swap meet.
Oh,
they got their crock pots.
They got their crock pots. One of them accidentally got a rice cooker. They're going to be very disappointed.
They're going to be
very
disappointed.
disappointed.
And one got a pressure cooker.
Pressure cooker.
Well, damn pressure cookers.
During that scene, all I could imagine was Michael Chiklis, like, because they showed the interior of Chiklis's car, and he was listening to the conversation on the tape.
It was like cringeworthy.
Yeah, it was like people are talking about these crockpots. I'm just imagining Michael Chiklis just like starts banging his head against the
steering wheel.
I had to pay the bill.
It's just like crockpots.
We
You're
talked
gonna
about
lose
this.
her. There's no way she's gonna buy this crap.
We talked about this cover story. Come on.
Yeah.
We rehearsed it, damn it.
I didn't say crock pot.
Crack pipe would have even worked better in that little scenario.
We're going to swap meet for some crack pots. I mean crankshaft. That's what I meant. Crankshaft, yeah.
Well, you could say cracked
You can
pipes.
find all those at a
Yeah.
swap meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, you just got to go to different areas in the swap
Yeah.
meet.
Well, I don't
Hey, what
know.
them
It
guys
seemed
doing
like
back
you
there?
just go to the dirt cheap place, but
Have you been to said dirt cheap?
Yeah, she would spend money at
yeah, it's been.
Did you buy a crock pot?
No, I didn't.
Well, it was dirt
Did you
cheap.
buy a crock pipe?
No,
Crock pipe.
They were fresh out of crock pipes.
Oh goodness.
Oh, man. Okay.
So I hesitate with the recommendation on this movie.
Do you?
I really do.
If you
Come
want to watch
on.
something that is kind of out there, very experimental feeling, if you don't want to watch the normal horror movie with blood, guts, and gore, and you want to see something that's different, this is
If you want to
definitely
take the
one of the
exit
ways.
ramp off mainstream,
This is my kind of film, so
Yeah.
It's,
and I've already decided.
It's
what my
like
next one will
Lucy.
be.
It's just out there.
oh, it's more than way out there than Lucy.
Yeah.
Lucy's still a little mainstream.
A little
it
bit.
really reminds me of what I said during
Stepford
Wives. Yeah,
Wives
Ir-11. It reminds
Rosemary
me of
Babies
Rosemary's Baby and
and-
Stepford Wives. There's very similar territory going
Yeah.
on in that movie. When we started recording, though, Astronaut's Wife is
There
pretty
you go.
similar
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Which, again, wasn't mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very tonally on that wavelength. So if you like those, I might give it a thumbs up.
If your favorite meal is at Arby's because they're different, you'd like this movie.
Right.
Katie, what do you think?
I wouldn't recommend it. I had some issues with because their intellectual issues. Like I had a really big issue with the way they manifest the breaking of the DNA.
Yeah.
Because that's just fundamentally wrong. And it bothered me.
You don't use a fear to break DNA. God.
Do not break the DNA.
Turn it
It's like
on and
crossing
off.
the streams, right? It's like
All
crossing
right.
the streams.
I did remember one thing. My biggest gripe with this movie
Yeah.
is as
The box on the top of the building?
fundamentally as a horror movie. Whenever the movie is set up this way, they're breaking the genetic code and turning you into something. Some of the fear from the movie should have been the fear of what she was going to become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
it's true.
none of that
And
in
it's
this movie.
not.
No.
Nothing at
until
Even when-
her face kind of melts, and then she's not even really scared of
No,
that. She just
she
looks
wasn't.
at her
Not at all.
horrified, like,
Not at
"Oh
all.
my god, my face is gonna melt off."
Yeah.
That scene ends right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
There's
even.
not
There's
any
not even a
extras.
moment of that.
Yeah,
There-
the nurse, her face all warps, and then she just looks, and then the face comes back to normal, and she leaves the room.
that's-
There is one.
This movie is sort of advertised as modest torture and body horror, and it's neither of those
It
things.
is neither. It really is not.
No.
But
Maybe they're thinking the eye thing.
I don't know. The eye thing wasn't even all that bad. But the one thing I will say is that if you suffer from migraines or
Do
any kind of
not watch this movie.
it was very hard for me to watch color wise.
Yeah.
It was very. That's why when they first walked into that room, I was like, "Oh my god, this hurts my eyes."
Yeah.
You know.
If one of your colors is going out on your TV, you will not be able to see half of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were
You'll
like,
be good.
You were like, Mr. Gray?
Right. Which was really weird because it was always those bright colors, and you got to that one scene, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Oh, I know what they're doing here. I could have dealt with that more so than I could the coloring, which all in all, not a terrible movie.
No,
not a terrible one.
Well, of course
I would
they
never
explain
say terrible.
They do explain the color thing, though. It's
yes, I know. It's
they have
the bright
3
lights.
pupils,
yes,
or students.
Yes.
I mean, no pupils.
They can't
In their
handle
eyes.
the bright lights, which I get, but it's not one that I think I would watch again.
No,
but it was worth a watch. Not knowing exactly what we're getting into.
Right.
Well, isn't that the whole point of this?
That's the whole point of these movies.
The whole point of
You
this.
think?
I watched one today that it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. Yeah.
Kind of.
She can't remember
Ish.
it.
Oh, no, I remember. I
Ish.
remember, but I don't want to say anything.
Ish.
Ugh.
So,
What are you looking at?
what are you watching? What's on TV?
Piranha 3 Double D.
Oh, no,
Woohoo!
it's just Piranha.
I think
Oh,
that's
it's just Piranha?
Just Piranha.
Oh, well then.
3
Oh.
1D.
1D,
Yeah, we
there
don't
you
get no
go.
double D's in this one.
No.
No, honey, you get those later.
Okay, but
Maybe.
yeah, there we go. Rupture. Not a bad movie. If you like something a little off the beaten path,
I'm
I
thinking
would recommend it.
It was okay. I just didn't like the ending.
If you
Ending
like your
sucked.
mainstream,
Then you're
Insidious
not
and
gonna.
Conjuring.
You're
You're
gonna
not
like
gonna
this.
like
yeah,
this.
no.
Not a little blood and gore.
If you're into, I'd say Saw and Hostel or Turistas,
Definitely not
it's
if you're
not gonna completely.
It's not torture
float
porn.
your boat.
It's not, and if that's what you're expecting, you're
Yeah.
gonna be sadly disappointed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So-
no torture for you.
So we'll leave this one up to you whether you want to take a.
Let us
take a-
know what
take
you
a
think.
Yeah.
Watch it and let us know. If you hate it, then you
Yeah.
know, great. If you like
How
it,
can they
then
let us know?
on the Facebook,
On the
our
Book of Faces?
on the Book of Faces, or on Twitter,
Twitter,
or Instagram,
Instagram,
or Google Play.
Google Play.
Find us on the Apple iTunes Store,
Yep. Go
or
ahead and
go
subscribe
to
there.
FearCentral.net,
.net. Mhm.
our website.
Mhm.
That's where you can find us, all the places.
I wonder if over at the FearCentral.net on the store, I could find me a shirt for Rupture.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Let me just look on right here. Let's see.
I don't know.
Maybe we can find one.
Yeah, we actually have our own store that is powered by Amazon.com right there on the website. So you can do all your great horror shopping needs right there. And we're not talking just movies and books.
Oh, hell no.
We're talking home decor,
Breathable sex tape.
breathable sex tape by 3M.
Bright colors, lots and lots of bright colors.
But they don't have pink yet, so you're going to have to
Yeah.
wait.
Maybe some red lights, purple lights, and yellow lights.
Well,
Yeah,
you can
lots of
make this
those.
movie yourself. That's right.
But if you do, please don't send it to us because we will not watch it.
You know,
What
there
are you
was one
kidding?
thing
Yes,
we
we
kept
would.
saying through the whole film is,
No, you
is
might.
like,
I'm
has she
gonna
been
be
captured before? Because she's very smart about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very like she
She
knew
like all of a
exactly
sudden
what
knew
was going
I have
on.
to put this box cutter in my pocket. When I escape, I knew I had to put arrows in the ducts where I was going, so
You
I knew which
cannot
way I
get
went.
any. You
Yeah,
cannot
but
get
I
any
love
Rupture
what he said.
merchandise
Did
on
No
you-
it.
rupture yet? Okay,
No.
well it's kind of new still.
Yeah.
though.
So
I love when he goes, "Did you really think we were going to let you wander around this facility and not monitor you? I mean, come on."
And not knowing.
Yeah, I mean, she was gone a long time.
She was gone a long time.
and we always wondered why
Yeah.
didn't they go check on her? Well,
Right.
that's because they were watching her.
Yep.
While they were in all the other rooms, torturing the other people,
Yeah.
They
Or
have cameras
creating
everywhere.
their fears. Creating their
Well,
fear.
and then once you get towards the end, Michael Chiklis is like, "I sent you." He had his spidey sense was tingling.
Yeah.
His thing sense
His
was
thing
ting-
sense. That's what it is.
But if you want to give it a try, check it out. If you think there's a movie you want us to watch that you'd like to hear us do our watch and review on, go ahead and do that
Ooh,
too.
but you know, Paul gets
But
next.
Paul gets next.
Paul gets next.
And we'll
pick.
talk about
We'll
that
talk about that
next week. So there we go. Rupture. Y'all have a great week. And as always,
Stay scared.
Fear Central is a product of Thoughtbox Studios. Copyright 2017. For more information, visit thoughtboxstudios.com.